You're welcome to this another interesting video. In this video, I'm going to talk about information in this information sources, that is the secondary sources. As you know, this is Calvin. So let's dive into this. Secondary sources. What are secondary sources? Secondary sources are sources that interpret, analyze, or comment on primary sources. These are sources that build upon what primary sources have already set down as a foundational basis in every narrative and context. This is because after the event being studied has occurred, evaluation of facts occurs. So in the secondary source aspect, there is evaluation of facts, proof checking, what occurred. Then in this case, these are examples of secondary sources. Well, when we check the first one, books. This is because most books will have experiments, will have reviews, literature reviews, will have many aspects of articles that have been previously written on a primary source. So they build upon this. As a matter of fact, when you check these examples, books, then the scholarly articles, then the biographies, the life's work of people, documentaries. Let me first talk about documentaries for a small time. Documentaries, for example, let's say a story that occurred, and you make a video describing the events that occurred as a narrative, like you talk about what happened, the events, having studied the primary sources and seeing the evidences that has been set on ground concerning these aspects of secondary sources. Then we have literature reviews. Literature reviews. These reviews is well known by many scholars in the world. For example, people talk about scholars like Aristotle and Confucius in China. So when you build upon those scholarly materials, the reviews bring more enlarged context, and it brings another wide base of information. Where it applies in various disciplines. For example, in history. Now, in history, historians critically analyze they they analyze the facts, they interpret them, and debate the surrounding historical aspects that occurred. Historians also use these sources to evaluate different perspectives, theories, and methodologies in the historical ground, where they ask themselves what happened, and they quite want to backdate to see the exact date the event happened. Then also in literature, the secondary sources mostly they review articles, and they review different books, they review different ideologies and insights by authors, and these have implications on what they will write down as a proven fact when the literature being set out, for example the books. Then next, in science, well, as we all know, science also evolves, and in these evolutions it based on those theoretical frameworks, research methodologies of the previous are built upon, and then the interpretations of the primary sources give researchers a more contending and the value proving scientific knowledge, educating students and also providing a context of further research. For example, our COVID-19 incident, where research was made to see how viruses before usually act, and then the current virus and the new strains of viruses that happen, it's the Delta variant. So the previous information on viruses were built upon to create vaccines to aid in the era where the pandemic occurred. That's all for now. And as you know, these secondary sources are in that good because research can be made and remade by such strategies. You search and you build upon the knowledge previously learned in. Thank you for following up at this time. If you're listening up at this time, thank you. Follow me on the next video. Till next time.